clobbering time.
It's clobbering time. So great.
It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time.
Oh, I believe it's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time.
Here's the deal. I'd love to, but I already played 2 characters.
It's clobbering time.
Do you know what time it is? I do. Ha ha! It's clobbering time.
Truth is, it's clobbering time.
Apparently, I'm no longer in this.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. I was about to say it's clobbering time. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Millis.
Late July. Maybe it is clobbering time.
Yeah. Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo.
And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Apologies for starting a little late on YouTube. I had a lot of questions about the Gilded Age. My experts here in TK and JD, who are ahead of me. JD, have you started the season?
I've started season 3.
Okay, yeah.
I think I'm 3 episodes
and
in.
you said you've just started
2 and
season
3
3
episodes.
Okay,
in.
I'm
Yep,
not
yep.
far behind you then. We like ripped through seasons 1 and 2 of the Gilded Age.
Once you start,
Oh, my
can't
God.
stop.
Can't stop. But man, that Mrs. Armstrong. Scoundrel! Just shut up already. But here we are doing an NBA podcast. We got a bunch of NBA news to go over. And a little bit later, we're going to talk about the dunk of the year nominees and who we think should have won. Because I actually know who won the fan vote on NBA.com. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You talked to Adam Silver? You dropped the info? Great stuff.
Called him up. He doesn't have a lot going on right now, so he took
Chilling.
my call. But if you're joining us on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, share the show, comment away in the stream team, and podcast listeners, do us a favor. Leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Really appreciate that. Should we just get into the news and play a little Is This News? I got the headlines for you guys. You're going to tell me whether or not they're newsworthy. And we got to start with Trey on this first one because it's Bulls related. NBA.com. Billy Donovan and the Bulls agree to a contract extension. Trey Kirby, is this news?
Big Bill coming through. This ain't surprising news. I've said it so many times on the show. Most recently, when the front office got their extensions, the Bulls ownership wants 2 things. Don't be the worst team in the league and keep selling out the United Center. They go hand in hand. There was a time when the Bulls were a joke in the NBA. They had Jim Boylan. They finally fell out of the top of the NBA attendance rankings, and the Bulls said, never again. We're going for the 9th and 10th seed time after time after time. Billy Donovan, 5 years in Chicago. He is under 500 as a coach. He has 1 playoff game win in 1 playoff series appearance, many play-in losses as well. But on the other hand, it's like, changing the coach does nothing for the Bulls. What are they supposed to do? Go sign Mike Malone? No chance he comes to Chicago. Go sign Tom Thibodeau? He was already there. They said no thank you, even though you have the best winning percentage in franchise history. The Bulls were more entertaining last year, playing a lot faster. They're competitive in that they could win any game, any night. It usually averages out to about 38 wins per season for Billy. So I suppose they could go for a cheaper rebuilding coach if they wanted. But what's the point? Is kind of what I come down to. Billy Donovan is a fine coach. He's not the problem in Chicago, but I do find it very, very awkward for Billy that he left Oklahoma City because he didn't want to rebuild. Mark Daigneault was an assistant coach for Billy Donovan, took over, they won the championship last year, and I think they're closer to the next one than Chicago is, so maybe bit of a miss by Billy there on choosing where he wants to be, but this to me is just like, fine, whatever. Run it back
It's so
once
sad.
again.
It's like Bulls fans are like defeated by this ownership.
What? I'm supposed to, okay, yes, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
But what's a better choice?
Right. I mean, let's, I guess, point out too that the Knicks did try or they requested with the Chicago Bulls, hey, can we talk to Billy Donovan? We might like him for our next coach after they fired Thibodeau, and obviously ultimately went with Mike Brown after a lot of teams, including the Bulls, said, no, you're not talking to our coach. So, yeah, they locked him up here.
And the Knicks want to talk to everybody.
Well, I know.
We'll talk to a guy who's 38 and 44, no problem. They'll get after everybody. It's almost like you have to appreciate these Bulls just because of how much they love this mediocrity. I mean, obviously they could check out other coaches and say maybe we can get better with a younger coach, but it's what they
Name
are.
one.
It's what they are.
Name one.
Well, anybody who has, like we just mentioned, a Mark Daigneault, like Jordan Knott just signed with the Phoenix Suns. Maybe somebody younger who has a different idea, but we don't know, and we don't. And will a superstar coach come there? No. The bigger problem, like you said, is the front office and trying to find better players. So it is one of those things that fans can appreciate. They are different. They are zagging when most teams are trying this new coach every 3 years. A lot of the teams are. And
Yeah, some of them do it every year.
yeah, so at the very least, they are zagging. They are different. I wonder if they decided to announce this in late July here in clobbering season, clobbering time, when nothing is going on, because we all knew this was coming. And the negotiations started literally months ago. I mean, it was June at least. And now they're announcing it now. Maybe they just want some headlines, or maybe they just are who they are. And
No, this is a
what's
smart
happening.
move by the front office, because you just rehire, continue with the coach you have, because that's the ultimate meat shield, to give you a Survivor reference. It's like that's then, if heaven forbid they don't win 39 games and get into a play-in game and it goes even worse than that, well, then you always have the move if you're the front office to, well, it's probably the coach's fault and we'll try somebody else. But if you continue on that path, you can just, you don't fire that coach, you don't try somebody new, and you still have that card to play when it comes to saving your own ass. So I think that's what AK and Eversley are, I guess, wisely doing here. Now, we don't know the length or financial terms of this contract. I don't know, 40 years, 200 billion or something. But it's you said it, Tass. It's strange in today's NBA landscape where, it's this like ever revolving door of coaches in most spots, in most franchises, and the Bulls are doing the opposite. Like some franchises, the Kings would have had 3 or 4 different coaches by now. Suns would have as well. Like
Kings have had 3 different coaches since they've had Billy Donovan.
And they look at 39 and 43 as okay, because as long as the place is packed, they're happy with that. But it's very mid.
Yeah.
One playoff victory. DeRozan went for 41 in that game.
Great game.
It was an awesome game. I think Vooch
Chris
had a good
Middleton
game.
got hurt. I was going to game 3 in Chicago. I was fired up.
Oh,
I
right.
thought, this is going to be awesome. No Middleton. DeRozan coming off a huge game, and they lost by 30. Worst home loss in playoff history for the Chicago Bulls. But at least they announced this extension. The last time Billy Donovan got one, didn't even know until months afterwards in the season was starting. It was like, oh, by the way, he's going to be around for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the number one in attendance, I know that they rank number one in attendance, but it sure doesn't feel that way, right? Like, it doesn't feel like that place is rocking at any point. It is Chicago, so there's enough people in there, but when we say it's the number one in
they're a
attendance,
mediocre basketball team. So
yeah,
I think it changes from night to night on how they're playing. Like TK said. It's usually a coin flip when you head down there, I guess. I don't know what their home record was, but I assume it's around 500.
Yeah, probably right. Probably right.
Yeah.
They've had a pretty quiet offseason, I guess, all things considered, the Bulls, right? They re-signed Trey Jones to a 3-year deal. They traded Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro.
Yep.
And they drafted the French kid,
Senge.
with the number 12 pick. And that's sort of all they've done here. And in also re-extending their front office and coaches.
Yep, and Giddey is the big thing that's still hanging over the head for the Bulls, and they're going to get a good deal on him. They're going to be paying him like way less than Emmanuel Quickley's making from the Raptors. Like, these are teams that are very similar. The Raptors did change their coach. Getting rid of Nick Nurse, I don't know that Darko has been better. He's throwing pizza parties. The ball moves more, but the team is worse, even though they're paying more than the Bulls do for their thing. So there are different ways to do it, and you still can end up in the play-in tournament. It's all about the players, and I think that's more of the Bulls' front office strategy, trying to stick around for a long time. They're drafting everybody that's 19 years old. Just wait on this guy. Just wait to see how good Senge can be. It's only going to take 5 years. You can't fire me until we see what he's going to be. So, it definitely feels like some dominoes are lining up from a job security standpoint. But if you get in with the Bulls, you're good for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of stability with that contract. Donovan is the 3rd longest tenured coach in the NBA. I guess he's tied with Mark Daigneault and Ty Lue in terms of like hiring around the same time in 2020, summer of 2020. The only coaches with their current teams longer, Eric Spoelstra with Miami, Steve Kerr with Golden State. And then those other 3 guys, and Daigneault, champion, Ty Lue does have a title, obviously not with the Clippers, and then Billy Donovan.
Right. So, I mean, 2 of the 3 haven't won anything.
That's right.
Mark Daignault's good, though.
Yeah, that's right. He just got there.
Yeah.
He just got there. It's crazy. It is crazy that he's had 1 playoff victory. And then, you've got to play in games and generally come up short in those, too. In one or done sort
Only
of
if they
games.
play the Heat.
Yeah. Anything else on Billy Boy?
Yeah.
Is
This
that
is who they are.
right? Yeah, and they're gonna keep selling out the place, I assume. What's gonna
they
change
say
there?
sold out, but it's never really. It's not packed. It's not packed. Come on, these
You ever
attendance
been to a
numbers.
Bulls game?
No, I haven't. But
I
you
didn't
said the
think
exact
so.
same thing 2 months ago when they weren't.
They weren't playing 2 months ago.
Oh, okay, man.
Definitely played 2 months ago. No.
No, excuse me for my 2 months. When they were in the in-season or the play-in tournament, you said they were not buzzing. They're not. Yes.
Yeah, they lost that game by 30 once again. They did lose another game by 30. That's the thing. The Bulls team is not good. Like, look at all of these teams in the play-in tournament. If their team is bad, the fans aren't that enthusiastic. Hawks, it's not loud down at the Hawks arena. It ain't loud in the Raptors. We're talking about them not showing up at the beginning of the third quarter every single time we watch. The Wizards have no fans, right? Like, if your team is mid, they're not going to be loud, but they sell out.
I don't think they sell out. Even if the attendance numbers, that's the bigger thing. We have to know what these attendance numbers mean, what they are, how they get there. Like, they literally could be a bunch of corporate numbers.
They do have a huge stadium too, right?
They got the
Arena.
biggest stadium in the NBA.
So I'm sure that comes into play.
But percentage-wise, they are still selling out. And I mean, they're a massive brand. That's the thing with the Bulls, is they operate like they are a small market franchise. When they are a massive, massive brand that does sell out, they should be better. They should be operating like teams like the Knicks and the Lakers will be. Even the Clippers, like, use their market size to their advantage, and the Bulls don't do that.
Right.
They have a fan base that's built in, ready for the team, that supports the team no matter what. Even if they keep winning 38 games a year, they still sell out. That's the problem, is that they're still there. And it's like, okay, here's how you change things. Boycott the team. Good luck getting everybody in Chicago on board with that. It's not happening.
Or the world. I mean, they're such a huge brand. They are a corporate sellout, that's for sure. I would love to see every single seat on camera to see how many people actually walk into that arena. It's so dead quiet a lot of the time because, they are mediocre. But it is sold to corporations, really, to companies, really. It's super quiet.
Next headline here, guys. Tell me whether or not it's newsworthy. From Shams, Jonathan Kuminga in no rush to accept a Warriors contract offer. Is this news?
Well, this is news for Kuminga. This is the absolute worst time to be a restricted free agent in the history of restricted free agency since the inception. Nobody signs them. And there's a few reasons for that. No team has salary cap room. No team really goes about this to sign restricted free agents. They would a lot of players would rather just sign with their original teams, which makes a lot of sense because they make so much money that way. And so that's happening. Combined with the fact that teams are learning what the CBA rules are right now, there are just no offers for these restricted free agents in general. We can go down the list. We mentioned Josh Giddey. You go to Cam Thomas. It keeps going.
Quentin Grimes.
So this is a terrible time for Jonathan Kuminga. So this is news for Jonathan Kuminga. It can go both ways. I mean, he got a $7.9 million offer from the Golden State Warriors for 1 year. That is his qualifying offer. Will he go back there for that number? I think there is a possibility of that because these other teams that are reportedly going to sign him to something a little bigger, whether it's the Suns or the Kings, it ain't going to be all that much. It won't be much longer, I don't think, either. So there's that. But there's also him wanting to play more rather than go back to the Golden State Warriors where he will just be part of this rotation. And if we're injured and we need you, or there's foul trouble and we need you to score like you did in that series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, like he did very admirably, 4 straight games, then we'll use you. But I can understand him going to another direction. I could go both ways on whether or not he'll come back because you could see the Golden State Warriors just saying, all right, go ahead, go take that $2 million off or 2-year offer, from the Sacramento Kings for a little bit more. They'll get something back in sign and trade, and then they go sign Gary Payton II, bring him back, Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, and Seth Curry. Those will be the names that come to them. And that's the end of their rotation. I could see that happening. I would probably lean towards that. But Jonathan Kuminga ain't going to get a lot. I mean, you can see restricted free agency it's since 2001. So this is going to be like the 25th time. This is literally the worst time, especially with the new CBA. That's the biggest thing going on right now.
Yeah, I guess the new news from this headline with Kuminga, because we talked a lot about Kuminga and obviously his free agency over the last couple months, but the Warriors front office showed an extra level of motivation last week, according to Shams, in conversations with Kuminga's agent, delivering what they believe is a fair offer to bring back Kuminga, but Kuminga hasn't found anything they presented appealing. I'm pulling a direct quote there from Shams. That's how he put it. So it's like, what are they offering? What does that deal look like? I'm fascinated by that because we've also had reports where Kuminga and his team, like they want up to like $30 million per year. You got to assume the Warriors are obviously not anywhere close to that, Trey.
Mark Stein reported that the Warriors offered 2 years, $40 million.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a big gap. If you want $30 million and they're giving you an average annual salary about $20 million.
And it's a
the
really
2 years.
short contract.
Right.
2 years is pretty tight, which means the Warriors, if you just look at their salary cap sheet, you can tell they're trying to stay clear for 2027. They are very nervous about having anything gone post Steph Curry.
Right.
They haven't traded any of their picks after theoretically Curry would be retired or anything like that. And if they're really trying to make a go of things during the last years of Steph Curry's career, they would be trading those guys, but they're not. They're still trying to do their 2 timelines thing. I don't know if I think this is news because the headline is this guy's in no rush to accept their offers. Free agency started 4 weeks ago. I think it's pretty obvious that the deals just aren't out there for Kuminga. It's like basically the Kings are interested right now because they are the Kings. So I think you can at least tell Jonathan Kuminga you're going to be playing in California this year. The Bulls are another team that he's been rumored to be attached to. It seems hard for them to get him just because of the trade pieces going back. But what it feels like is the Warriors want to find a way for Kuminga to stay at about $25 million, which allows them to keep a $25 million tradable salary slot around. I think that's a huge piece of this that Fred Katz is mentioning over at The Athletic. The Warriors don't have like that middle of the road salary to throw into a trade like they did with Andrew Wiggins for Jimmy Butler last year. You need that to kind of grease the wheels to get these deals done. Also, if it's like right under 25 million, I think they still can offer Al Horford the taxpayer mid-level, which is like he's on deck for that. But the Warriors really need to figure out what's going on with Kuminga so they can know how much to offer Horford. Because right now, a team could swoop in and maybe woo Al Horford, and that's like the #1 target for Golden State. They haven't made a move thus far. So if they lose out on Horford and end up with Kuminga coming back on a qualifying offer, it's the most awkward possible result for Golden State. And I don't think it's something they want going forward with this team because they clearly don't want Kuminga on the team. If they did, they would have paid him last summer or right now if they really wanted to keep him around. They just want him as an asset, and they're figuring out a way to not lose the asset, whereas Kuminga's like, I want to play basketball for some sort of team. There's just no deals out there for him, so tough timing on his behalf. Maybe he takes that little tiny deal, makes it awkward in Golden State, balls out, and gets overpaid next summer. I don't know.
Right. He has until, I think, October 1st to accept the standing 1 year, $7.9 million offer that the Warriors can no longer rescind. Like, it's up to Kuminga on that decision. But whether the Kings, the Suns, the Bulls, another team can get into a sign and trade and make that work. It is funny that the Warriors have done nothing. And a big reason is because of this Kuminga, sort of staring contest. Like, they have done nothing. They have not signed or traded a player at all this summer. And they obviously still have things to do with that roster, and they're still trying to compete for a title after the big Jimmy Butler move. So it's very weird here where we are with Kuminga, but this could go on for months still, Tess.
Yeah, it feels like Big Al is destined for Golden State.
Well, yes, I agree.
If it would feel like if someone was going to swoop in, it would have happened by now because it's late July and it's Al Horford. I know he's old, but he could be a guy who comes off your bench and helps you win a quarter in a playoff game. That is for sure. It's Al Horford. That would just seem to me to be the guy that's going to fill out this roster because, yes, they do want to go after the title, but they are pay guys the big amount, and it seems like they're going to be the guys that pay a little amount and have no middle of the road guys in terms of just numbers.
He's just also, the money is a very important part of this, don't get me wrong, but there is that whole element of like how he feels about
Jonathan
Steve
Kuminga.
Kerr. Yeah, Kuminga, how he feels about Steve Kerr and Kerr's thoughts on him and how he uses them. Like, that is a part of this, no doubt, as well. Like, he seems offended. Like, he was not in the rotation in the first round.
Yeah.
Against the Rockets. And then, you're right. Then they had to go to him when everybody got injured. And he played pretty well. Like, so he's obviously like, he thinks like he thinks he's a star. They maybe don't believe that. He has a lot of shortcomings as a player and maybe doesn't want to work on those elements that they really need from a guy out there around superstars like Curry and Butler and obviously Draymond as sort of connector. But it's a weird situation. I don't know what's going to happen. I think if I'm betting, he feels like he'll end up on the Kings in some sort of, I don't know who's coming back in that scenario. Moody, like in
Warriors
addition.
fans really want Keon Ellis, which would be an awesome fit for them.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anthony Melton's going to try and be the Keon Ellis. We'll see if he comes back healthy, but it's just a tough
Even
time.
he's on delay, I think, right? Like Melton has to wait until Kuminga. And
Right. Yeah. All of them.
They
Yeah.
can't enjoy their summer, these guys.
What's that Horford doing right now?
Exactly. Well, somebody who is enjoying their summer is Jokic. This guy, man. ESPN. This headline was everywhere over the last couple of days. Nikola Jokic emotionally celebrates after his horse wins race. That is a late July headline for you, TK. Is this news?
No.
No?
No.
Look how happy he is.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was talking a horse. Literally thought he was talking a horse, but there's a little jockey back there.
He pats the horse here. Good job,
but
horse.
I mean, I wouldn't say this is news. Maybe it's a little bit of news how much he loves his horse.
It's amazing.
You think he got his horse drunk? I saw he was like spraying champagne all over it. Like he probably hangs out with his horse as a buddy.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
just as a riding beast. You know, he probably just like, hey, we're going out to the bar. You're coming with. Yeah, you won.
Yeah, it's funny you speak of.
Why the long face, said the bartender.
It's funny you speak of go out to a bar because I'm reading Mike Finger's book on Nikola Jokic, who has an incredible upbringing with horses. This guy just loved horses when he was a kid. Mike Finger went to Serbia to be with Jokic and his family and to be with his horses, just to hear not so much with the horses, but to hear about
That book's
what
written
happened.
by Mike Hooves.
I'm glad to hear he's recovered after that Charlie biting incident.
This guy will hug horses even when guys were practicing basketball around on a track. They'd run on the track and he would just be on the grass, within the track, just hugging horses, being with horses. He's like, you guys go play what you run, got to do what you do for basketball. I'm just going to be with my horses. This guy absolutely loves them. They are his friends, and he would go to bars with his friends, but he'd rather just be with horses. This guy just loves them.
Everybody comparing his reaction to winning a horse race to him actually winning an NBA championship and how different it is. Like, him popping the champagne bottle when he won the title was like half-assed. He's like basically just wanted to get the hell out of there to go be with his horses. And then he wins this big race, I guess, in Serbia. And obviously he's jumping the barrier and he's hugging horses, hugging jockeys. He's spraying champagne. He's crying. I mean, he's emotionally happy over this win. So yes, this seems more important to Jokic, at least, in the pecking order of things. And that's fine. It's just amazing that he is the greatest basketball player currently in the world. And it's like he could care less because he likes this way more.
Yeah, he's more proud of his child, but his child is a horse.
I actually start to feel like almost sad for Jokic in a way because this guy loves horses. He loves horse racing. But like God made this man 6'11", 285 pounds. Like it's the worst size for a human that loves horses you can make someone.
Couldn't be worse.
A jockey's like 5 foot tall, 115 pounds, like probably max. And this guy's 2 feet taller and like 3 times the weight. It's like,
Do you think he's proud though that he's closer in size to the horse than he is to the
that's
jockey?
a good point.
I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe that's horses respect him and they run faster for him because they're like, he's basically a human horse. Maybe.
Basically.
But it's amazing. It's heartwarming, but it's also sad. You know what I mean? It's like that guy would love to be a jockey, it feels like, more than anything. It's like he never can be.
You never can.
You could literally, you'd have to divide Jokic into 3 people, and then you'd have 3 jockeys.
Wow, you should try it. Win, place, and show. How about 3 jockeys riding, but it's Jokic, his 2 brothers.
Oh,
on
my God.
horses, but he's on Clydesdales. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like in the movie Barbie, doesn't he have the famous line? Ken has the famous line, "My job is just beach."
That's right.
That's Jokic, except my job is just horse.
Just horse.
Guy loves it. God bless him. Congrats on the big win. Like, what did he? How much money did he win? I know it's not about the money for him.
No, it's about celebrating the horse. Yeah, it's about seeing those
It's
muscles ripple.
incredible.
Does this horse have a name?
Yeah, that one was called. It's called Demon something.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget the second part.
Hold
of
on.
it.
Ken said my job is just beach.
That's what he said, didn't he?
Shouldn't he say? But he doesn't like the beach, or he.
No, Ken loves the beach.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I
But
would.
he's not a lifeguard. He's not really a surfer. He's just, my life is beach.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
about beach.
Yeah.
Because you can
that's
see
Jokic, but horse. To
That
me.
horse, yeah.
Although it's not really, I mean, it's one of his jobs. He is a professional basketball player.
Yeah, that's why I asked about Ken, is because I see him saying my life is just basketball and being disappointed, sad, you know, because he's so good at it. There's a great line in the book where he says, people are asking him, you know, about basketball and all that, but he's like, why would I go play basketball when I'm already the best at it? He literally says that when he's a kid. Why do I gotta practice when I'm already the best? It's great. The guy, he's right. He's right. But he just wants to be with his horse, who now they're the best, I guess.
I guess
This
they
horse.
are.
How many does he own?
Well,
I'm seeing
I
several.
assume tons. Yeah.
Many.
Some of his horses' names include Breno Lamar, Amy Del Duomo, and Dreamcatcher. I have a feeling the first two are slop that I'm being fed here. Those don't sound like horse names.
Lamar. Is he a Lamar Odom fan? Like, where did he get
That
that?
doesn't make sense at all.
All right, let's move on here to our next headline from Mark Stein. Lakers believed to prefer to let LeBron James leave after the 25-26 season. Is this news from Mark Stein?
Yeah, fine. Yes, fine. It's news. I think LeBron is definitely keeping everything open after this season. It feels really weird to say that, but it does feel like we're at a point here where he will move on from the Los Angeles Lakers after this coming season. I always thought it would be a numerical palindrome for the seasons that he played, because he started with 7 with the Cavs and 4 with the Heat, 4 back with Cleveland, then I thought he would end it after 7 with the Lakers, but this is 8 going into Los Angeles here this coming season, and then he's just going to go somewhere else. It feels that way. He was hanging out with Jokic's agent. Jokic's agent.
Who's not a
hanging out.
horse somehow.
Yeah.
No. I think
Recently-
LeBron was pitching out. He's like, how about a big jockeys league?
Yeah, I feel like maybe he's looking at big jockeys. LeBron's sitting on a horse.
Never seen LeBron on a horse, I don't think.
We've seen him do like basically everything else in his life. Maybe that's what he's trying to do here.
Yeah, maybe.
But would it be surprising for LeBron to go pair with, I'm not saying he's going to Denver, but something like that where he's broadening the horizons. I'm going to play with a European. Like, maybe he's going.
He does.
Yeah, but the best of the best of the best, like somebody else. Maybe, yeah, I know Luka is a European, but just change it up with Jokic. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that he would leave the Los Angeles Lakers.
And from the
Feels
Lakers
weird.
side of this, because that's the headline, that this is like their widely preferred scenario, just to like let him obviously sort of expire his contract end, and then he could elect to go wherever he wants if he so chooses. Because it's sounding like LeBron is going to play after this.
Definitely
year.
sounding like
so
it.
it's not going to be sort of a one and done or a final year there in LA. He's going to continue and maybe get to that magical number 25 that will impress Trey Kirby.
That's a good number. That's a
Right?
really good number, because I think he's passing Vince Carter this season,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
To be the most played.
Yeah.
25 is like a cool, even number. 23 would have been perfect, you know? Maybe he does decide to retire after this year. Wore 23 for a lot of his career, but things are definitely weird in Los Angeles. Trading for Luka Doncic turned out to be equivalent to NSYNC releasing Gone. You're like, man, this is a banger song. But wait a second. This is a Justin Timberlake solo song released by NSYNC. Is Justin going solo? Guess what he did? This trade turns out to be Luka Doncic is the head of the Lakers. He is the solo act for the Lakers right now. And LeBron, sorry, you've been Justin your entire career. Now you are JC Chazé.
Oh,
Hey, man, JC dropped the first post-NSYNC solo single. It wasn't good,
Well, I
but
was
he
gonna say,
did
what
do
was it
it.
called? Okay.
I'm just saying he has lost his status within his own group, just like JC did. And now LeBron is trying to have to figure out where he goes after the Lakers, because it's not going to be there. They're tilting towards a younger team. A $50 million contract for a guy who is 23 years into his NBA career doesn't seem like something that the Lakers are super interested in. That being said, I do think that LeBron's best chance at a championship is sticking around with LA for this year. Luka Doncic looks great. He's on a new workout routine. He only eats 6 hours a day. The other 18 completely fasting, doesn't have a single calorie. The Lakers won 50 games last year. I picked them to beat the Timberwolves in the first round. They got completely smashed. Didn't happen, but they were at least a competitive team. They've gotten better this offseason, I do believe, just because at the end of last year, they had 5 players. So it doesn't make sense for LeBron to go anywhere else this season, but I do think he'll be somewhere else next season.
And even Stein wrote, it all depends on how this coming season goes.
Yeah, that's the
For
important
LeBron,
part.
for the Lakers, for everything.
Because they're going to try and be good.
Yes, yes. And they should be.
Yeah, they should be. They've got Luka. How do you guys all feel about the pictures of him on the front cover? Is he ripped with that low angle camera? Obviously, he's going to look better. It's difficult to really buy into every single muscle on his body after it's been photoshopped a little bit. I mean, he looks better. Yeah, he's working out. No carbs.
Yeah.
No sugars. Just pumping it. Yeah, he looks better. They are better. They're lighter. Gabe Vincent shaved his face. Super light. Now
Really?
he's lighter. Yeah, he looks
Wow.
He looks totally different.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
He looks like a different man.
He's in Men's Health, too?
no,
Oh.
no, not ripped like Luka.
Gabe Vincent on a clean shave.
But it's funny with Luka.
Page
Yeah,
85.
get him in there. See that?
Wow. Okay. Actually,
It
it's
looks like a
throwing me off.
Different
Holy
guy.
Looks like a
crap.
different guy.
Yeah. So
Gabriel Vincent, I'll call him.
yeah, obviously Luka's gonna look better. He's literally holding a dumbbell while he's working out, so it's
come
gonna
on,
be
Tess.
slightly.
It's a revenge body. That's what he's doing here. He's like, screw you, Mavs. Screw you, Nico Harrison. You literally called me fat when you shipped me out.
He's
well, I'll
working out.
show you.
I
So
mean, he's fit.
I'm
But
with you.
then
You
you
can
see
do a
him-
lot of wonders with the photoshops and these
Oh.
photos and all that. But I
Have you
believe
seen Sacha Baron Cohen?
What?
Ripped.
I believe the diet talk, though, and like him actually committing to a real off season, where instead he's smoking the hookah all off season, he's like in the gym or at
Yeah.
least the diet and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Working.
no, I buy
That's
it.
scary for the rest of the league.
Yes, you see him in all those Jordan photos where he had the Jumpman visit with all the guys, all the Jordan guys. I don't think he had an alcohol beverage in his hand. Everybody else did. It sure felt like Jess Sims did. The great Jess Sims. I think she did. Anyways, they did a cheers. Anyways, there's that part. But then he goes on I think he was on the Yankees broadcast. He just looks like normal Luka when you just have a normal camera in front of him. He just looks like Luka. But anyway, he works out. He doesn't have a better vertical as was said. In that, was it the SI
Well, it was
article?
said he had a
Men's
42-inch
Men's health, my
vertical
bad.
at the combine, right? Is that
Yeah.
what was said? Which he wasn't at.
Yeah,
So I think it was.
exactly.
AI
man.
AI got the writer there. I think they've corrected that or at least removed it.
They removed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Gemini, a Google Gemini. I
Okay,
guess.
so you're not as convinced that Luka's going to
great
cook
player.
this year because
he's
in
going to be
shape.
really good.
Oh, okay.
He's Luka Doncic.
Well, we're going to see him at the Eurobasket in theory.
Oh,
with
that's going to be
Slovenia.
amazing. He's gonna be incredible leading into next season. Like, it's easy to forget that he was injured for a long time last year with the Mavs.
Are you saying Luka Doncic is going to be an MVP favorite heading into the season for the fifth, sixth year in a row?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year.
I've seen him look ripped after going to Slovenia for a summer.
Yeah.
He has come into season in shape before.
And I don't want to gloss over this because you mentioned it. Jokic's agent did post to Instagram a not so subtle post of himself on a yacht with LeBron James and his longtime business partner, Maverick Carter. And the caption read, quote, "The summer of 2025 is the perfect time to make big plans for the fall of 2026. End quote. That could be the big jockey league coming,
BJL.
but it could be but it could be something else. TK, like, I don't know. Like, LeBron does not have anything released or anything posted without, it's always a calculated move by him and his team. So
Always.
I don't know what you took from this.
I don't think he's playing in Denver ever.
Okay.
I don't know what it means. Maybe LeBron and Maverick are talking about their future league that's going to apparently challenge the NBA. Maybe this is somehow involved with like the NBA's foray into Euro League basketball as well. But LeBron, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, they are power players in the NBA, as is Nikola Jokic's agent. So something interesting is going to happen. I don't necessarily think it means that LeBron is going to end his career playing for the Nuggets. That seems pretty unlikely to me, that he'd be rocking number 23 there. But something's going to change between this season and next season. So we shall see what it ends up being.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop looking at LeBron's gnarly ass foot in that photo.
He's got a weird foot.
He's got that one toe that goes over all top of the other toes.
I didn't
And
notice
then
the
remember
toes.
we had that big debate whether he had a sixth
know
toe.
about that.
It's all mashed at the end. Anyway, he had a big foot up on the yacht. Can't wear shoes on the boat. So makes sense. But
yeah, that's usually he has a hand in every single thing. It's odd to have a photo right in front of his feet. That's where the photo is.
I thought you were gonna say you said he usually has a hand in every little thing. This time he had
It's
a
a
foot.
foot.
Yeah, I thought you were going.
I was just looking at his glasses. He's got those thin framed glasses, those stylish glasses that he's never worn. But I do agree. There's something European, it feels like. Like he owns a part of a soccer team. There's the talk about him owning obviously the Las Vegas expansion team, if that ever happens. Yeah, could it be the NBA's foray into Europe and him having a part of that? I don't know what Mishko Ronaldovic has anything to do with that at all, but he's keeping things open. The guy is always thinking.
LeBron is either teaming up with Jokic down the line or he's buying a horse.
Could be buying a horse.
He's getting in a horse game. Next headline here. Sporting news. Knicks not extending Mikal Bridges until $175 million star has situation settled. I'll tell you right now, that's $175 million star. That's Giannis. I don't know why they didn't put
Confusing
Giannis in the headline
Yeah.
there, but that's who they're talking about. This idea that the Knicks are not going to extend Bridges because that would then make him maybe not be able to be included in a trade if Giannis were to become available and the Bucks were to move off of him and the Knicks could put together a package. Is this news, TK?
Medium news, I would say, in that the takeaway from me is that nobody in the NBA is convinced that the Giannis thing is over in Milwaukee, and that waiting to see what Giannis's ultimate decision is going to be will continue to be one of the main narratives for the NBA for the rest of this season, depending on how things go into next season, even into the 2028 season when Giannis Antetokounmpo has a player option his last year of the deal in Milwaukee. Giannis has never made an actual trade request, right? It's more like, show me you're still committed to winning, and I'm going to be here still committed to winning. The Bucks, at the very least, have shown they're still committed to winning, waiving Dame Lillard and bringing in Miles Turner. At the very least, you're saying, we're using our $50 million salary slot for a guy who can at least play. Yeah. Somebody you think matches up well, who you wanted to be here. So I think that's interesting. But Ian Begley says in this piece, when Mikal Bridges does extend, I think that would tell you Giannis is put to bed. So I'll be watching to see if Mikal Bridges signs a deal, because you're right. Whoever trades for him would rather have the option of paying him whatever they want or not paying him whatever they want. And maybe it makes it easier for him to fit into a deal. But teams like the Knicks, obviously, I think the Warriors are a big time Giannis monitoring team. And then the Hawks have to be as well, since they have so much of what Milwaukee has traded away that it would make sense for the Bucks to get their picks back if they were to ever do stuff like that. But until the Bucks start playing basketball and we see some results, whether good or bad, we're not going to hear the last of Giannis and where his next team might be, Milwaukee or otherwise.
Right. Bridges is eligible to sign a 4-year, $156 million max deal with the Knicks, and that's been that way since the finals ended.
Yeah.
And again, if you do extend him, then he's ineligible to be traded for 6 months. Again, that's part of maybe this whole waiting on Giannis decision or waiting for the start of the season. But what do you think, Ted?
Well, this isn't news. This is just pointing out the obvious, that they can't just go say, hey, we're going to pay a fourth guy here and we're going to be mediocre. They just don't know how good they're going to be in 26, 27. So not this season, but the next season. They're already paying 3 guys monster deals. Cat's making 57, OG's making 42, Jalen's making 38.
So Brunson's on a deal.
Great deal. Great deals. That being said, I understand why they're not giving Mikal Bridges a ton of money. They don't know what they're going to be this next coming season. Was that a bit of luck going to the conference final? No, they were great, but it still makes sense to keep the table open. Yeah, they gave up a ton to get Mikal Bridges, all those draft picks, but this is, a bit of a sunk cost thing. They can't just say, hey, Mikal, we're going to sign you to this long-term deal and we're just going to be a mediocre team. So I think that's...
But the Knicks are not a mediocre team. And in the Eastern Conference this coming season, you're going to see everybody have them as a top 3 team. No doubt, maybe top 2.
Sure.
Right?
They're better than a mediocre team, but they just won, was it 50 wins this past season? Was it 51?
Ballpark, yeah.
Yeah. So them having 173 million tied up in 26-27, along with Josh Hart, who they've got signed. It's 173 million. Are you just going to go pay Mikal Bridges to, hey, we're going to win another 50 wins the next couple of years? I don't think that the conference finals appearance was luck, but it just makes sense not to sign somebody to a long-term deal. Do they want to be, without winning the championship, do they want to be the Celtics saying, hey, we've got all these guys that we're paying. Now we got to trade one of these guys. So that's what it is. I mean, it's just being smart. So not news, but just smart management.
But
That got a great deal on Jalen Brunson, as I said. What a
Hearing
deal.
you say it, though, it makes me think that Mikal Bridges is not long for New York. He seems
possible.
the most tradable of all those guys. Like, OG's already signed to his deal a little bit more. I think, at least after this season, his reputation is ahead of Mikal Bridges. I think Bridges kind of took a step back his first year in New York, figuring out where he fits in. Obviously, Brunson is the cornerstone of the team. He took the deal to be able to sign his buddies. And then Cat, I guess, I don't know. Cat, I guess, is a question mark. If a team decides that they think he could be their number one guy, he's got such a big contract that it could bring somebody else back. That's interesting as well. But we just saw with the Desmond Bane deal, and like you're saying with the Celtics, it doesn't make sense to have 4 super highly paid guys at the top of your salary cap sheet, and that's what the Knicks are looking at whenever they do the Mikal Bridges extension. So I think even once he signs the deal, that'll still be a guy that they're shopping quite a bit.
Yeah, and as for the Knicks offseason, it's been pretty quiet. Like, they didn't have a lot of options this offseason, but they signed Jordan Clarkson to a 1-year deal to obviously give them a little boost in scoring off the bench, and then Gershon Yabusele to I believe a 2-year deal is what they got him for. So
He's their center.
trying to get their roster a little more intact here, and they're going to be a good team. And you seem to agree that they're going to be if everybody stays healthy, they have the talent to easily be a top 3 team in this Eastern Conference this year with all of the injuries.
I mean, they were last year. This year with that injured Celtics team, sure. They did just win 51 games. They weren't an incredible team, but that's why they go and get a new coach to try and change it up.
The Mike Brown of it all. All right, a few more headlines here. The Athletic says Richard Jefferson agrees to return to ESPN. Doris Burke's spot still in question. Tass, start with you here. Is this news?
Richard returning? This is news. Good for Richard. Gets to be on TV. Gets to keep doing it. That's why it's news. Nothing more, nothing less.
What about the Doris Burke part of it all?
Yeah, that interesting. Yeah, I think this is more about Doris and what she wants to do in life in general. Maybe she wants to change it up. Maybe she wants to go be part of a coaching staff in some ways. Maybe she wants to go to the WNBA in some ways. I don't know. That part that's up to Doris, but
I don't know if it's up to Doris. It doesn't seem like it's up to Doris whether or not she will be on the number 1 team, at least. They're considering Legler, and I think it was rocky. Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson, they had their moments, but I don't know that they were completely hitting. ESPN is the premier broadcaster of the NBA. They've got the finals, but I don't know that I would say that their broadcast talent is the best of the 3 partners we've got going forward. Amazon has Ian Eagle, Kevin Harlan, and then Michael Grady and Eric Collins. Their color guys are Stan Van Gundy, Bones, Del Curry, Wade, Nash, Candace Parker. I'm pretty interested to hear all of those guys and woman Candace Parker there on the broadcast. NBC has Mike Tirico, Noah Eagle. They have Michael Grady as well. Is he doing it both Amazon and NBC?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
Yeah,
and doing some local games for Minnesota still. Yeah,
you're gonna hear a lot of Michael Grady, and then a guy whose last name is Gannon. Should have wrote down his first name because I'm sure it's not Rich Gannon.
Not Rich. I would have gone with Rich.
Then we got Reggie, Jamal Crawford, Grant Hill, Austin Rivers, Derek Fisher, Scal, Robbie Hummel, and Brad Doherty are their color analysts. So I think you're looking at both NBC and Amazon and saying, I would kind of rather hear from them going into next season.
Yeah, I guess with Richard Jefferson, Amazon Prime, they were interested in him, but he is sticking with ESPN. And the Doris Burke of it all, they were, remember we talked about, they were contemplating ESPN was, and I guess /ABC with the finals, are we going 3-man /woman booth, or are we going 2-man, potentially woman booth? And maybe that's something to decide. Maybe they just go with Breen and RJ. Although Tim Legler's name has always come up as a potential replacement to slot in there if Doris Burke leaves. Here's what I know about Doris. This, I guess it's the opposite of restricted free agency right now for NBA players. Bad time to be a restricted free agent. I think a pretty damn good time if you're in the NBA commentary game, because there's a whole bunch of other places with a whole bunch of other games that you could go and work for. So whether Doris Burke is still with ESPN or not, I don't think she's going to have a problem if she moves on from ESPN getting picked up by Amazon or NBC, like in a heartbeat, I would imagine, added to the team. That's my just hunch. So, because there's so many spots now and all of these games to cover on all these networks now. And you just went through, you listed like literally like 25 people there. So we'll see whether or not they stick with her and that team. We've had our issues with that squad. I would say those three, but I thought the finals was getting there was a little bit more chemistry being built at times. Maybe that was part of the games being really good. I'm not sure. It's like goes hand in hand. The entertaining basketball with then maybe the broadcast.
Yeah, this isn't the Chicago Bulls picking Billy Donovan as a coach. There ain't no stability with the ESPN's roster. We've gone through the Doc Rivers era, the JJ Redick era. That was super short. And so they haven't had time to really build any chemistry. So that was a part of all of this. But yeah, whether ESPN's going in another direction, they are going in another direction in terms of the talkers. The Pat McAfee, the Stephen A. Smith era. Yeah. So that's a different direction as far as the A team here with the finals. Yeah, it's does that mean Doris Burke just doesn't go to another team if she's not part of the A team and she sticks with it? Like, can she still be on broadcast? Of course, right? Like if she wants to.
In ESPN's defense with Doc Rivers and JJ Redick, like they were hired to join the booth, and then those guys were like, "Oh, I want to be a coach again. I guess I'll just go coach that team." So it's at a certain point, you have to be like, oh, it's not really their fault, I don't think. They're like, I'll take this cushy ass job and then I'll go and coach again. See you later. Sorry, you gotta fill this spot. But you're right. They're always cycling through them.
Who's your favorite color analyst?
Of the CSPN?
No, just
of everybody.
Of everybody.
I would say just national, not locals.
Oh, not locals.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Can't give you a Clyde Frazier. Keeps it real with the Knicks.
Yeah, if I'm going a fun route, because there's two types of analysts. There's the fun person, the Richard Jefferson, the Dwayne Wade. I think it was super fun with No Eagle. And then there's the stability one. I think Dwayne Wade's he's shooting up the rankings in terms of fun one. But I'm excited about the Legler sort of analyst, and I can understand why they're maybe balancing a 3-person booth with Breen, Legler, to substitute for Doris Burke. They're similar to me. They can be similar.
The Amazon like hires and stuff and what they've said in press releases, I'm fascinated by is like they're making it sound like some of these guys will be in the studio and then like suddenly be like on a call as a color commentator, and like they'll sort of like be interchanging that way. It's like, oh, it'd be fascinating to see. Like they're two different skills, obviously, but not that some of these guys and women can't do both. But I think you're quickly going to learn like, ooh, maybe he's better suited at studio than he is for game action or not. Because again, they're so different. So do you have a favorite? Who's your favorite?
I'm most excited to hear Wade and Ian Eagle, which is funny because he was with Noah Eagle on the NBC squad previously. I would have Legler ranked really highly, and I do like listening to Reggie. He's like, he can get annoying. Wow. He can be a cornball, but the dude loves watching basketball, and he's excited to watch it, and he says something ridiculous every single game, for sure. But he's high on my list, to be honest.
Yeah, from Amazon just zooming out and thinking, we're going to be doing this differently because the game is changing. That's the interesting part to me, in that maybe they just don't have traditional broadcasters anymore. That whole thing is constantly changing in their eyes. We'll see how much it actually happens on broadcast or whether they just go back to standard stuff here.
You hoping for Kevin Hart on the sidelines? Like an all-star game? No?
That wasn't an all-star game.
Okay. Final headline here. Entertainment Weekly says Air Bud returns to bring peak 90s nostalgia to theaters in 2026. Air Bud is back, Trey Kirby, to steal your line. He's back! That was a different dog, of course.
Way different. R.I.P. to Buddy, died in 1998. What a blow up for Buddy. A stray dog made his way to America's Funniest Home Videos, to Letterman, to movies and television. Beautiful story. I guess they've made like 9 million Air Bud movies, but this is the first one to go into theaters.
Yeah, this will be the original 15th Air Bud movie in the franchise. 15th.
They ever get one, like, let him ride a horse?
His dog never rode a horse. Ain't no rules about it, though.
Yeah.
From what I can tell. No, I don't think he's gotten on a horse. But yeah, this new movie is going to center around a 12-year-old boy named Jacob who moves into his father's childhood home in Ferndale after he passes away. He discovers an old VHS tape of Air Bud and encounters a stray golden retriever, what a coincidence, which he names Buddy. And the two bond, and they join a basketball team, and they chase their championship dreams. But it's not like, I bring that up because they're saying it's not like just like a remake. So there's something new to this one.
Something new.
To Air Bud Returns. Tass, you pumped?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited. It's got to be a new dog. That's it.
Okay.
And that's cool. Like our man Christian and Scooby. It's got to be a new duck. You know, things happen. Things
Don't
happen.
give away the
We'll
secrets.
see. We'll see what happens with Bud. But I'm looking forward to it. That first time in the theaters.
We're going, for sure.
I can't believe we're going.
We're going opening night. And we're dressing as dogs.
We're dressing as dogs.
Yes.
Dress as referees. Every time he comes in, blow a whistle. Change the rules.
Well, I would like to see in this Air Bud Returns some better basketball being played by the dog, because that was one of our criticisms in Air Bud 97, the movie. We did a film session on. We actually re-released this for all you podcast listeners. We threw it up on YouTube as well. So go check that out. We dropped it over the weekend. We re-released it over the weekend. And we talked about like he wasn't playing the greatest basketball. I mean, you see the photo, he's dunking, and it's like, he ain't dunking.
He ain't dunking?
No. He's like just bopping the ball with his nose every once in a while.
Yeah, according to Buddy's Wikipedia page, part of that was putting olive oil on the ball.
Are you
And
serious?
then Buddy would try and bite at it, but couldn't get a grip, and it would shoot. But it is, look, this is...
Why was there olive oil on the ball?
Make it slipperier, I guess, so that his canines didn't...
Wow.
pop into there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just doing a little Buddy research this morning. I hope this dog shares some genetics with Air Bud, the original. That would be a nice touch. But some things we need to see. Air Bud, the first one, came out in 1997. The game has changed quite a bit. Buddy's got to be shooting 3-pointers. You gotta back it up.
Taking those mid-range
We don't want mid-range
jumpers,
shots.
you
Buddy,
stupid dog.
And number 2, Christian and Scooby should have a cameo in this.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys watched Happy Gilmore 2 yet.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't hearing the greatest of things.
Look, it's a 30-year-old sequel that came out on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's, I would say, 99% cameos.
Yeah, I heard there's a ton. Yeah.
So there's a lane here to go cameo heavy in Air Bud Returns. You got to have Christian and Scooby there.
I like
It's a
it.
must.
I like it. Okay.
You got to CGI the dog. Sorry.
Like crypto?
Yep.
CGI the dog.
Because then you're going to see some actual basketball.
Oh. But
Right.
JD,
You want
you're
him-
taking
you want-
away a good acting gig from a real dog. The union
You
won't
wanna see
stand for
better
this.
basketball?
The union will not sit nor stand for this or roll over.
We don't need to see good basketball. It's fine.
Okay, so then you're fine with him just
Bopping
bopping it in
bopping
with his
balls.
nose.
Yeah,
Okay.
just not much basketball. I would just show a play, and then we'll see a play like 30 minutes later. It doesn't have to be many.
So you're saying
decent
though, if we
plays.
go CGI, like we can have Buddy like
He can be crossing
kids
people up.
and
He could be dunking.
Yeah,
He could be a basketball playing dog. It's a magic dog anyway, so who cares?
It's not it's a normal dog.
I don't think so.
Well,
I think it's magical.
Multi-athlete.
I don't know. I think it wasn't one of the moral of the stories. You could teach a dog tricks. You can teach a dog new tricks.
Right. But you can't teach a dog to play basketball. I'm sorry, you can't.
It's got to be born with it.
It's got to be born with it. So CGI the dog, and then you're going to get some basketball.
not much basketball. You mentioned Netflix because Happy Gilmore. I watched Running Point, which is a Netflix series with Joe Mandy. Just hops in there for a quick hello. Shout out to Joe Mandy. They don't show many
That was a
basketball
CGI
plays.
Joe man.
They don't show many basketball plays in Running Point.
No?
No,
That's smart though, because
Exactly.
it'll probably look like crap, right?
Yeah. There's not much. There's no basketball to be played. Same with the dog. He doesn't gotta play. He can just bop a ball.
What are you guys talking about? You want Air Bud? Air Bud returns and he never touches a basketball?
He's a coach. He's a coach.
He's a coach.
Oh, I'm out there setting screens.
Do you think people remember the original Air Bud? Nobody cares
Oh
about the
what are you
basketball. To
talking
me, that
about?
was a billion years ago.
Oh, people
We're talking
remember.
about kids. We're talking about kids. It's about the kids.
Yeah, it's a formative movie for some people.
Yeah, they're not
People
kids
care.
anymore.
I
gonna
remember the
remember.
Titans and I remember Air Bud.
Will you watch original Air Bud before Air Bud returns?
I have to watch all 14. I gotta know what he's doing
yeah,
in
good
World
point, good
Pup.
point.
I gotta see those soccer skills.
World Pup. That's a good name, man.
What's the football one?
believe
Golden
there's four.
Retriever.
Golden Receiver. Probably,
Golden Receiver. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Air Bud 2. That might be. And then there's there's a million. I think he gets into maybe the Olympics. Does he start doing winter sports?
I didn't go that deep,
No,
if I'm being
no.
honest.
Okay. And just other news. I don't have headlines for you, but congratulations to Tyrese Halliburton. Proposed to his longtime girlfriend, Jade Jones. I did not know that was her name. What a badass name. Sounds like an actor name. And the Clippers reintroduced Chris Paul, who called the return to LA a no-brainer. So they did a little press conference for him. He seemed pumped. And we already brought up Luka and his hot new body on the cover of Men's Health, which people are pumped about. You got anything on Air Bud and the franchise for me?
Look, I will say that some of these, I don't think they should fall into the sequel realm. There's a whole section called Air Buddies that goes Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, Super Buddies. This is a completely different franchise to me.
Okay.
Dog adjacent, surely, but it doesn't sound like a dog is playing sports to me.
Right. But
Then they get into the search for Santa Paws.
yeah.
Come on.
No, but they're not cartoons, right?
I don't know, man. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they are. These look like full films.
Okay.
The first 5. The first 5 were athletes. Golden Receiver, World Pup, 7th Inning Fetch, Spikes Back.
7th inning.
That's
fetches.
good.
Yeah, these are all
That's
great,
good.
Great names.
Getting back to basics. I like that. A return to form.
Air Bud returns. All
And
right.
just to add to the news, Tracy McGrady joining the NBC crew as a studio analyst beginning this fall.
I mean, everybody is working for one of these 3 now networks. It's pretty amazing.
He needs to show up in the giant pants for his very first appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Throwback.
Good call.
Shout out to Devin on the stream team for pointing that out. Yeah, I guess he's not going to be an analyst in games. We don't got to go in deep, but
Who knows?
yeah, he could be.
Moving on, the NBA ID Fan Favorites campaign tipped last week, allowing fans to vote across the NBA app, NBA.com, social media to decide the best moments from the 2024-25 season. The voting started with Dunk Week. I think a big part of that was because they were, Dunk of the Year, because it was Dunk Week. So they started with that one. We got 6 nominees, guys. We're going to show them to you here on YouTube. For the podcast listener, I'll tell you what the dunks are. And we can just run through these, JD. First dunk, nominee for Dunk of the Year last year. Good old Canadian boy, Shaedon Sharpe, flying for the one-hand dunk against the Wizards after that sort of backcourt steal. He just skies up there and throws it down with some authority and then hits the ground.
Maybe highest vertical on a dunk this year.
That was,
something
yes,
like that.
I think that is right. Thank you for bringing up dunk scorer.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have as a second nominee, Jalen Green, detonating on Cade Cunningham and the Pistons after, again, a steal from Amen Thompson. And poor Cade there just gets left on an island, and Jalen with a huge dunk. Pascal Siakam, a nominee. We're going to the finals. Remember this one? The Tyrese Halliburton sort of like spinning, call it a no-look pass. You know, he put some flair on the pass, and then Siakam dunking on the Thunder. Who got hammered there? Was it Dort? No, I guess it was J-Dub.
J-Dub,
Yeah.
yep.
So that's a nominee. Then Jalen Johnson. I had forgotten about this dunk against the Pistons again. He loses the ball sort of as he goes for the dunk and then sort of punches it home. You'll see it here on the replay. It slips out of his hands.
That's amazing.
And he spikes it home
keep
like
control.
he's Air Bud in a volleyball movie.
Olive oil on that ball?
Maybe. And then we have LeBron James, the big left-handed dunk. He sort of switched hands, in air. Task like that one. Then he got a steal right away. Oh, that was a big dunk for LeBron. Especially a left-hand dunk like that. And then the final nominee, Ja Morant, going baseline against the Celtics and avoiding Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis with the double pump reverse. So those are the 6 nominees. Tess?
Yeah,
Who got your
and
vote?
so many to be left out as well. I mean, there's lots of good ones. Shaden Sharpe, I guess. It just looks spectacular. You know, the lean back while he's hammering it home, and there's a defender flying by. I think I'd put that.
Do you
as
dock
number one.
a dunk points, though, when the guy does fall down? I always wonder about this. Like, does it, or maybe you could say it makes it even cooler that he like fell to the ground as he sort of got hung up on the rim there.
This one I do think it makes it cooler.
Okay.
Because it looks like he gets a little bit of a boost from Champagny when they collide midair. You can tell he is thrown off from a balance standpoint, so he's probably trying to save his ankles when he lands. And I don't know. I just think that it makes it look like he jumped even higher, since rather than just his feet hitting the ground, his whole body hits the ground. So it's like, whoa, you just fell 60 inches.
Yes, true.
That looks crazy. I think I would vote Shaden Sharpe, but I do love the Jalen Green one. I think it's cool that there's history between him and Cade Cunningham as well. They've got a big beef dating back to high school, so a cool 2-on-1 dunk draft pick wise. If the Pacers win the finals, I would probably vote for Siakam's dunk. And
was
that one
wondering
was a
that.
major moment.
Yeah.
Is that game 6, I
I
think?
think it was in
Late.
Indy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. They were turning the tide, and who knows what could have happened in game 7. We
Yeah.
all know what went down with Tyrese Halliburton there, but man, what a massive like momentum play. I feel like Siakam had maybe just scored on the previous possession as well, or maybe he had a block on the other end, but I don't know what it was. But Siakam was hooping in this game, and this was a very cool NBA Finals play. And then the little LeBron like switch hands, I think is so cool how quick he does it, and then to actually have some power on it was pretty sick as well. And he also should have gotten the foul call because he gets hit across the shoulder and face.
He gets smoked there. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a reason why they're the nominees for Dunk of the Year. They did a pretty good list here, even
Good
though,
list.
like, you're right, Tass, they left a lot out, including Quentin Grimes with the highest dunk score of the year, which I thought was pretty funny. Wasn't even a nominee. Yeah, I guess top 3, I'm down to Sharpe, Siakam, and John Morant's dunk, which I have to tell you guys, did win the fan vote. The John Morant, a little double pump there, reverse. It's like the most unique of these to see sort of like what you would see in a dunk contest type of dunk where he avoids the 2 defenders. It's like crazy how this ball goes like, it barely touches the mesh, it feels like. It just goes like straight through. Pretty good celebration too. So that ended up winning the fan vote. And maybe a part of that's John Morant being a fan favorite too, but they ultimately thought that maybe it was because it was last. People went through all the dunks. And, it's like the best dunk is the last dunk you've seen, So maybe that came into play.
Very
as well.
different. Very different with the emphasis on the dunk in comparison to the rest. As you said, it stands out for that reason. But yeah, there's so many left. Jalen Green had another monster. What about DeAndre Hunter? Anyways, there's a ton. There's a ton.
John Collins, we've talked about. He did have that big one on Kobe White where he chicken winged him in the face.
Nailed
that
him in
was
the
a
face.
big dunk score as well. But let's hear from you out there, everybody in the stream team. Which one would you have voted for? Would you have gone John Morant? Would you have gone Siakam, Sharpe, any of those other ones, or maybe one left off? And then Tass, you wanted to talk a little bit about Wedgie of the Year because we saw that list there.
Yeah.
No fan vote for that.
Where's the wedgie? We'll give you 4 nominees of
Okay.
Wedgie of the Year. It's the Fruit of the Loom Wedgie of the Year.
Oh, we got a sponsor.
I just made that up. Jeremy Grant, I found, is a pretty unique one to start. It's kind of a scoop, kind of a finger roll. It's a unique wedgie. You don't see that very often. Then Joel Embiid on a free throw. Now, somebody else comes in, a couple guys come in and jam it in there, but I included Joel Embiid because he literally is so mad. He's just staring at the rim for so long. Forever. If you're watching here on YouTube, look at him. He's just standing there. That's emblematic of the Sixers season. This one is good. It's an overtime wedgie from Jamal Murray. Cam Johnson is the guy who jumps in, so future teammates there. An overtime wedgie. And then Jason Tatum to finish it off. 43 points late in the game, and he finishes his 43-point triple-double game with that shot. And then he goes to the
They
bench.
subbed him out.
Yeah, plus a wedgie, deep shot. There's lots of good ones out. There's an NBA Cup one out there. There's Gary Trent, like with just like the quick release wedgie, barely touching the ball at the end of his shot clock. We had Kelly Olynyk just messing up a lot and getting a wedgie. That was a good one, but I don't know. I don't know which one I would give it to. Whether it's Jeremy Grant, Joel Embiid, because it's not really Joel Embiid,
Yeah,
Jamal
it's not
Murray
Embiid.
or a Jason Tatum.
I think I'd vote Tatum. I sort of like that it was like he had that monster game and that was his last shot. And like you said, he's laughing at it. It's like, okay, I guess that's the time to come off here. So if we're being honest, we had a down year for wedgies. We only had 48. We barely had any in the playoffs. It was unbelievable. We had like, what do we have? 2 or 3 in the playoffs or something?
First round only for sure.
Yeah. So I'll go Tatum. That would get my vote, I guess.
I like the story of the Tatum and the
Yeah.
reaction to it. My vote would go to Jamal Murray, just because that looks like a wild play, and I can't believe the ball actually stuck up in there. It looks so gentle the way it actually gets to the rim after he gets fouled / blocked, and I don't know, just surprising that it would stick.
Yep.
According to WedgieTracker.com, 3 guys had 2 wedgies last season. John Conchar, Keegan Murray, Max Christie.
Okay.
Those are the only 3 guys that did multiple wedgies in the calendar year.
Yeah,
in the season.
Keegan Murray was one of those NBA Cup ones. It was a defense. And since we're counting the guys that get wedgies, we're the only ones. I think it's you actually who picks, because over the years we haven't really picked hey, it's this guy's wedgie. Like the defense really who contributes.
Well, I mean, if a guy blocks the wedgie in, to me, he gets credit for the wedgie. Otherwise, the wedgie doesn't happen. Yeah,
Sure.
The ones where
We
it
just
gets
haven't-
difficult is like like sort of that Embiid missed free throw one. It's like it's 2 guys, sometimes 3 guys jostling for a rebound, and it's like them doing that gets it stuck in there. It's like, I don't know, who the hell do you give that one to?
Yeah.
So that's when we get like we zoom in, enhance who touched it, who really forced it.
Yeah. The Keegan Murray ones, definitely on defense. Great defense. Maybe we should have an offensive wedgie of the year and a defensive wedgie of the year.
Wow. Okay.
Because Keeg was good. He was good at that. Are the Kings going to be good this year? Who knows? I don't know. It's an interesting team, man. What a mystery. What a mystery.
All right, we'll call it there. We had a little bit of news and notes. We went everywhere in today's show, talking about coaches and restricted free agency and horses and
Dogs.
magazine covers and dogs and wedgies and dunks. A little bit of everything. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe. Podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. We're going to be talking more movies, a whole lot more movies in the coming month. We are doing Jurassic Pals. That will be our new series where we watch and review every Jurassic Park movie from the franchise. There's 7 in total. We're going to start obviously with Jurassic Park from 93. And next week is when we're going to drop our first one. So late next week is when Jurassic Pals will start showing up in your YouTube feeds and your podcast feeds. So don't worry, you don't have to find anything new as we start breaking down these movies. And I think, look, we're all excited for this first one. You were already saying.
Very excited for the first one.
Yeah.
The 6 after that are a little more questionable, but I'm excited to see what's going on. What are you guys doing?
Well, look,
InGen.
I'll throw
That's
this out.
That's their name?
Oh,
Right, InGen, isn't that their scientists company?
Yes.
Their lab?
InGen.
That's who Samuel L. Jackson works for.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets a W-2 from InGen.
He does. He does. Well, it's Costa Rica, so I don't know if they have W2s.
Interesting.
Well, it's off the coast of. It could be its own thing. Anyways,
Hey, save it.
save it. Save it for the show.
Save it for
We'll be talking
Jurassic
tax
Pals.
documents for the employees for sure.
We did have a lot of fun doing this for the Fast and Furious franchise back in the day, so we're bringing it back for Jurassic Park. Hey, we still have time to switch to the Air Bud franchise if you want. You want to watch a lot of Air Buddies?
I mean, it's 2026. Next summer?
Maybe next summer. We're looking ahead. But again, that's coming next week. But we should have a podcast for you later this week. Hopefully some NBA news. Maybe hit the beach. So if you've got questions, email them in. nodunks@gmail.com is the best way to get them to us. nodunks@gmail.com. Until then, later this week, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, shout out to all the dogs, horses, and dinos out there.
Brace the day, people.